Hi everybody, it's Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today, and I'm tying a Chubby Chernobyl. Really effective terrestrial pattern. Fish it as a hopper dropper, fish it on its own in rough water. Really worth having a place in your box, and not just for trout either. Smallmouth bass like it a lot. I'm sure largemouth would take it too. As always, the material list will be in the description below, along with a link to some social media and a link to my Patreon page for anybody who would like to support the channel, help me cover the costs a wee bit. That would be really appreciated. So I'm tying a size 6, and this is a streamer hook I'm using. It's a Varivas 2500V. Obviously you can tie them different sizes, up to about a 2, down to about a 8 or 10. And I've just put a bead of super glue on the shank, and then I'm starting my thread. Right. A lot of people have trouble with it, foam flies, with the foam bodies twisting and stuff. Starting it like this makes a big difference. It really just gives you a very solid foundation. I'm going to run my thread the length of the, coat the whole shank, then run my thread back up to about an eye width behind the eye of the hook. I've got about, I don't know, 8 strands of crystal flash here. I'm going to fold them over the thread. I'll tie these back. And I'm going to wrap this in touch and turns. Try to keep the diameter even all the way along, right? And the same thing, I'm going to take my thread back in open turns. I'm going to take some, this is 2mm foam, colour doesn't matter, but I'm using white so I can see it later. I'm going to spiral back and open turns, spiral back forward, stop at the same place. I'm going to wind this up the shank, creating a foam underbody. Right, and this is giving us a wider, a larger diameter underbody to take the tie in, which helps stop things spinning, and you're also adding a bit of extra buoyancy to the fly, and it's protected for the teeth, so it stays there. Catch that underneath the shank and just trim away your waste and tidy up. The reason I catch it underneath is because I don't want to make the top here busy. I want to leave that as open as possible. Right. Very wide spirals back, don't compress that foam too much, and we're ready to start tying the body. So this fly is usually tied with ice dub, but I'm using something slightly different. This is the Trout Hunter dubbing. It's the Renee Harrop stuff. It's a softer dubbing, but it's still got some flash through it. I really like it. It's easier to dub as well, but it's got a very subtle sparkle, so you're still getting that kind of flashy, slight bit of flash. So get your dubbing noodle and keep it tight as you go, and make sure you're covering everything up. Right. Make sure that's right back at the start of the bend. And then that brings us to our first tie-in point, and I just make a wee flat spot with my thread, and you can see I'm just behind the point of the hook there. Take your foam. I've got a strip of 2mm foam, cut the width of just cut the same size as the gap of the hook. Tie that in. I'm going to let that hang off the back, maybe about a gap width again. Catch that in, and use your thread, widen this up, make a flat spot, right? I've maybe got a millimetre there to tie into. I'm going to take my wing, my first wing, and this is Aero Dry Wing, but you can use any poly yarn you like Parapost, EP Fibre Works, anything you like, Zedlon. Right, so I've tied that in with about 3 wraps of thread, and then I'm going to fold it back. Right, so it's tied, it's already tied the length of this flat spot. I'm going to fold it back, and I'm going to tie over it again with about 3 wraps. Right. One of the problems that I know a lot of people have when they tie these is this wing can pull out and stuff, and it's because they just tie a wrap in front. Right. If you tie over it like this, it's almost impossible to pull it free in a fishing situation. So then we've got time for legs. Just got it. These are just round silicone. They come in a pad, just like the medium round rubber. I like this colour, but you can use whatever you like. Right? Centipede legs are nice. Just plain old round rubber, silly legs. So I've got a length here, and I'm just folding it in half. I'm going to catch that in right in the middle of the flat spot, and I want it just about level with the bottom of the foam. Right. Then I'll take a couple of thread wraps just to tighten that up and secure it. Then I'll do the same at this side. You can sort of pull them and manipulate them to get how you like. Then it's time for a bit more dubbing. It's the same stuff. Build a nice, tight, even noodle of dubbing. Careful with your legs. Right, you don't want any pills or unevenness in this. Slide that up. Take a couple of turns just to fill that gap and pull everything back, and make sure you get that dubbing right into that gap. You don't want any of that white foam showing through, right? Just make sure your body's nice and full. Then just got to finish dubbing the body. Same again. Build a nice even rope. You don't need to worry about tapering your dubbing noodle or anything. I can't be annoyed with that nonsense. Use a thinner rope and use a number of turns to taper your fly. And then when you get to just the end, so as I mentioned earlier, that's about an eye width, just slightly more back. I know when I've got an eye with the left of the foam, that's my tie-in pad for the foam at the back. Now, just to increase the durability a wee bit, I just come in with a bit of super glue. Tap that down. And we know it's not going to spin or twist or anything. Then we catch it in. Now, the bit of white foam that I left was about the width of the flat spot that I'm going to make, so we know that that's covered. Again, just a millimetre and a half is plenty. Same again with the wing. It's a bit long. We'll come in 2 or 3 wraps the length of this flat spot, fold it back, right, that's going nowhere. Same again with the rubber legs. Get them tied in. As always, you can manipulate these to get them to sit how you like. That's looking okay. Still got some plenty of space at the eye here. About a slightly finer dubbing noodle here, just to allow you to get the turns in and make a nice neat fly. You know, just because it's big doesn't mean it should be sloppy. We shouldn't trap any legs. Once you're happy with that, pull your legs and your foam back, get in, and I like to dub from the front to the back there, right, just do that again, so I let my thread come to the front with the dubbing and I dub back the way, and then I'll just skip it through the dubbing to the front. Oops. Again, pull everything out the way. Whip finish. Make sure your knot's nice and seated. I'm going behind the eye and the head's lost in the dub and you don't even see it. Your eye's nice and clean. Trim that away. So I want that to be roughly the same length as the stuff at the back. You can come in. Round off the ends if you like. Just trim that a wee bit more. I mean, I don't think rounding the ends probably makes any difference, but it's up to you. I'll trim the crystal flash just a wee bit, maybe about 1/8 longer than the foam, and then pull your wing back, trim that the same length, and the last thing, I just turn it upside down, gather up all my legs, and then I'll just come in trim them to their about even, quite like that. Escapee. And then again, try to build durable flies, so a bit of head cement, just flood that front part there. If you use thin head cement, it'll soak right into the dubbing and in the thread and the knot. And we just clear the eye. And there you have it, Chubby Chernobyl. Well worth a place in your box. Hope that was useful, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up below and remember to subscribe to the channel. Tell us guys, bye.